Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notice of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Yes, Honorable Bet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I have two statements that I would seek to be responded to. One is statement on disbursement of bursary by the county government. Honorable Speaker, I wish understanding order number 45-2C. I stand to seek a statement from Chairperson Education and Vocational Training Committee concerning allocation of bursaries. Honorable Speaker, the County Assembly, in exercise of its mandate under Article 185 of the Constitution, allocated funds for the bursary. Honorable Speaker, the County Department of Education has since undertaken identification exercise and beneficiaries of bursaries have been identified. Honorable Speaker, the chairperson should explain the following questions. 1. Why has the department not disbursed the bursaries? 2. How much funds are available for disbursement in the current financial year? 3. Is there a deficit, and if it is, how much? Number 4. What plans does the department have with regard to beneficiaries, especially those on full scholarship? And lastly, when will the funds be disbursed? Mr. Speaker, sir, the second statement is on Department of Health and Sanitation. On payment made to Kapsabet and Nandi Hills County Referral Hospital by Chief. Honorable Speaker, I wish under Standing Order 45-2C, I stand to seek a statement from Chairperson Health and Sanitation. Honorable Speaker, the fourth schedule of the Constitution defines powers, functions of county government, among others. County health services, including county health facilities, pharmacies, ambulance services, and promotion of primary health care. Furthermore, Article 43 of the Constitution guarantees every citizen the right to the highest attainable standards of health, which includes the right to health care services, including reproductive health care. Honorable Speaker, the Kapsabet and Nandi Hills County hospitals and sub-county hospitals as the largest public health facilities in Nandi. The Social Health Authority published a list of claims paid to hospitals within the Republic of Kenya. The Kapsabet County Referral Hospital paid a sum of 1.5 million Kenya shillings, while Nandi Hills received Kenya shillings 385,000 against a private hospital located in Nandi Hills that received 19 million shillings. On this background, the chairperson should provide a response on the following. 1. How much did county public hospitals receive from Chief in the month of August 2025? And 2, the huge disparity in claims between public referral hospitals and private hospitals, given the public hospitals serve majority of the population in Nandi. 3, why are Kapsabet County Referral Hospital and Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital referring patients to private hospitals, especially on the orthopedic, when it has capacity and infrastructure to handle such cases before it? 4, measures that the Department of Health is going to implement to maximize on payment by Chief. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Bet. Honorable members, we have two statements, and I would like to know from the Chair Education. Vice Chair.
Honorable Speaker,
Can you respond to that statement immediately, or?
On behalf of the Committee of Education and the Chairman, I'm requesting that you give us 1 week, because in our deliberation, we had goal the CC and the CEO in charge of education to a committee next week. Thank you.
So by Tuesday next week, you are okay?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, thank you. The second statement is sought the chairman for health and sanitation. And the vice chair. Any member from the committee? Yes, Honorable Birej.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I would request that they at least give us a week so that we'll be able to respond to that statement, Honorable Chair.
7 days.
Yes.
Next week, Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 8, motion.
Yes, Honorable Sum.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move a motion that this House adopts the Environment Natural Resource Committee report on the Nandi County Valuation Roll and the proposed excision of Musaliam land from Nandi Hills Sub-County land laid on the table of this House on 9 September 2025. Honorable Speaker, the Sectoral Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources is established pursuant to provisions of Standing Order number 194 under the provisions of Standing Order 194, which includes investigate, inquire into, and report on all matters relating to the mandate, management activities, administration, operations, and estimates of the assigned departments. Study the program and policy objectives of departments and the effectiveness of the implementation. Study and review all county legislation, revert to it. Study, assess, and analyze the relative success as measured by the results obtained and compared with the stated objectives. Investigate and inquire into all matters relating to the assigned department as they may deem necessary and as may be referred to them by the County Assembly. Committee mandate. The Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources look into all matters related to implementation of specific national policies on natural resources and environmental conservation, including soil, water, land, forestry, control of air pollution, noise pollution, public nuisance, and outdoor advertising. The committee membership. Honorable Speaker, the committee, as is established, as was reconstituted by the Assembly in May 2025, comprises of the following members. Honorable Silas Sum as the chairperson, Honorable Lucy Chepkemei, Honorable Wilson Sang, Honorable Raymond Chelule, Honorable Matthew Sang, member, Honorable Joan Jebet, member, Honorable Isaiah Maina, Honorable Gideon Gogo, and Honorable Sarah Kaino. Acknowledgement. Honorable Speaker, the committee acknowledges the office of the Speaker and the clerk for the administrative and logistical support extended to the committee to fully execute its mandate. The successful generation of this report is attributed to cordial working relationship and coordination between the various directorates and departments of the County Assembly. The committee also attributes the success of this activity to the cooperation and proper coordination between the various individual members of the County Assembly and the Secretariat. Finally, the committee appreciates the cordial working relationship with the Executive Department of Lands, Physical Planning, Housing, Environment, and Natural Resources and Climate Change. Affirmation and approval. With the honorable members of Lands, Environment, Environment, and Natural Resources Committee, do hereby affix our signatures to affirm approval, confirm accuracy, validity, and authenticity, and subsequently adopt the report on the Nandi County Valuation Roll and the proposed excision of Musaliam land from the Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital land. The signatures are as affixed there, Honorable Speaker, in page number 4. Honorable Speaker, On the 26th of June 2025, the County Assembly received from the Department of Lands, Physical Planning, Housing and Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change, a document titled Approval of Applications for the Department of Lands, Physical Planning, Housing, Water, Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change. The document contained the following: approval of local physical land use development plans for Mosoriot, Kapsasur, Mugundoi, and Potopoto. Approval of Nandi County valuation road. 3, approval of the proposed excision of Muselium land from Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital. This report covers approval of Nandi County valuation road and approval of the proposed excision of Muselium land from the Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital. Honorable Speaker, the Nandi County valuation roll has been prepared in line with Articles 209(3)(a) of the Constitution of Kenya, 2010, and the National Rating Act, 2024, with the purpose of laying basis for property taxation. Areas covered include townships and trading centers with development plans, areas that have potential for economic development, areas with extensive subdivision of land into smaller units, and areas that have previously been rated. A valuation roll is a comprehensive legal document that lists all rateable properties within a county and their assessed values. Its primary purpose is to promote a legal basis for county governments to collect property taxes, which are crucial source of their own source revenue. The preparation of a valuation roll is a mandatory process governed by national land where applicable, county-specific legislation. This process is typically initiated by the county government and involves a team of professional valuers. The Nandi County and the valuation roll. Nandi County is in Kenya's North Rift region and is known for its extensive agricultural activities, particularly tea and maize farming. While agriculture is the dominant economic driver of the economy, urbanization and development is key in key towns like Kapsabet and Nandi Hills have increased the need for a modern and accurate valuation roll to enhance revenue collection. The county government of Nandi, like many other counties in Kenya, has faced challenges in maximizing its own source revenue. The reliance on transfers from the national government and weak internal revenue collection systems has historically constrained the county's financial autonomy. In response to this, the Nandi County has focused on modernizing its revenue management systems, including the revision of its valuation roll, as a key strategy to improve fiscal health. Legal framework. The legal foundation for a valuation roll in Kenya is primarily provided by the National Act 2024, which replaced the older Valuation Rating Act Cap 266 and the Rating Act Cap 267. This new law provides a standardized framework for all counties to assess and levy rates on land and buildings. The key legal principles: mandatory valuation. The law requires county governments to prepare a valuation roll at least once every 5 years to ensure property values are up to date with market dynamics. This is a significant change from the previous law's 10-year requirement. Honorable Speaker, the purpose of this valuation roll. The roll is a legal record that documents essential details for each property, including the parcel number, location, ownership, use, size, and the determined value of the land. This value forms the basis for calculating the property rates. Public participation. The law emphasizes public participation in the valuation process. Once a draft valuation roll is prepared, it is made public, allowing property owners to raise objections to their property's valuation. A national rating tribunal is established to handle these disputes. Scope. The new act expanded the scope of rateable properties to include land and buildings, and has also broadened the definition of a rateable owner to include not just registered owner, but also long-term leaseholders and beneficial owners, which increases the potential revenue base. Exemptions. The law specifies certain properties that are exempt from paying rates, such as public religious places of worship, unless used for profit, public health facilities, and public educational institutions. The revision of Nandi County valuation role is a critical step towards creating a more sustainable and equitable revenue system. By accurately valuing properties and modernizing its collection process, the county aims to reduce its dependency on national government funding and finance local development projects. The background information on the refurbishment of the Koitalel Samoei Mausoleum. This is the second issue, Honorable Speaker. The Koitalel Samoei Mausoleum stands as a powerful symbol of remembrance and of cultural heritage, dedicated to the revered Nandi leader and prophet, Koitalel Arap Samoei. His story is central to the history of Kenya resistance against British rule, and the mausoleum's establishment is a culmination of a century-long effort to honor his legacy. The history of Koitalel Arap Samoei is as stated in page 8, Honorable Speaker. I may not go through the whole history, but let me go to the long road to the memorial. For decades after his death, Koitalel's legacy was kept alive through oral tradition within Nandi community. The idea of a formal memorial gained momentum over time, driven by the desire to provide a permanent, dignified resting place for the hero and to educate future generations about his immense contribution to the Kenya's struggle for freedom. The establishment of the mausoleum was a concerted effort involving the Kenya government and the Nandi community, particularly the Talai clan, to which Koitalel belonged. The project received a major boost in 2005 during the centenary commemoration of Koitalel's death, when the government announced funding for the construction of a mausoleum and a museum. Establishment and significance of the mausoleum. Honorable Speaker, the Koitalel Samoei Mausoleum was completed and officially opened in 2011 with a budget of Kenya shillings 58 million. It is located in Nandi Hills town at the very site where Koitalel's headless body was found under a sacred fig tree. The mausoleum's design is symbolic, shaped like a shield to represent the traditional Nandi warriors' shield and their resilience. The complex, which also includes a museum, serves several crucial purposes, including a final resting place, a cultural preservation, a symbol of resistance, a tourism and economic development center. It has become a key cultural tourist destination in Nandi County, contributing to the local economy and raising the profile of the region's heritage. The establishment of the Koitalel Samoei Mausoleum is a powerful statement of historical reclamation, a physical manifestation of a community's determination to honor its hero and preserve its identity in the face of colonial history. Honorable Speaker, at page 11 are the public views and the memoranda. The County Assembly Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources and Climate Change conducted a public participation and submission of memoranda on approved Nandi County valuation role and the excision of Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital for the refurbishment of Koitalel Samoei Mausoleum. The public participation was conducted at sub-county level on August 5th and 6th and 7th, while the establishment of a new valuation role is a critical step towards boosting local revenue, has been made with a mix of public views primarily centered around the potential financial burden on property owners and the need for a transparent and fair process. Here are some of the key public views and concerns. Concern over increased property taxes. This is arguably the most significant public concern. Many residents, particularly those with properties that have not been valued since the outdated rolls, fear a sharp increase in land rates. The new valuation roll is expected to reflect current market values, which are significantly higher than the previous assessments. 2, demand for transparency and public participation. The public has a strong desire for a transparent process. Residents want to be fully involved in valuation process, from the initial data collection to the final approval. The law requires public participation, and the county government of Nandi has put in place measures like the Nandi County Public Participation and Civil Education Act 2021 to facilitate this. However, the public remains vigilant about whether these forums are meaningful or merely a formality. That was a concern. Honorable Speaker, number 3, support for enhanced service delivery. On the other hand, many residents and business owners understand the necessity of the valuation role. They view it as a crucial tool for the county government to increase its own source revenue and to reduce its dependence on the national treasury. The general view is that if the county can collect more money from the land rates, it will have more resources to improve infrastructure, enhance social services, boost the local economy. The other concern, Honorable Speaker, is number 4, fear of errors and inaccurate valuation. A common fear among property owners is that the valuation process may be flawed, leading to incorrect assessments. This could be due to lack of expertise, concerns about the qualifications and impartiality of the valuers, data issues, incorrect property sizes, missing information, or misidentification of the ownership. Lack of automation, a perception that a manual process is susceptible to corruption and inconsistencies. That was one of the concerns, Honorable Speaker. Number 5, call for a phased implementation. Considering the economic pressures and potential for a sharp rise in rates, some sections of the public have called for a phased implementation of the new valuation role and rates. They argue that a sudden significant increase could hurt businesses and households, and a gradual approach would allow them to adjust to the new financial reality. Honorable Speaker, at page 15, committee recommendations. The committee, having carefully dissected the Nandi County valuation role and the excision of Nandi Hill Sub-County Hospital for the establishment of Koitalel Samoei Mausoleum, it puts forward the following recommendations for consideration. 1, prioritize transparency and public participation. The success of the valuation role hinges on public trust and acceptance. The county government should go beyond the legal minimum for public participation and make it a central pillar for the process. Recommendation, conduct extensive civic education campaigns well in advance of the valuation exercise. Use multiple platforms, community radio, public forums at the ward and village level, and digital channels to explain the purpose of the valuation role, the legal framework, and how property values will be determined. Recommendation, establish a clear and accessible feedback mechanism. This includes a dedicated complaints desk, a functional online portal, and a well-advised process for property owners to file objections and receive a timely response. All objections and their outcomes should be recorded and made public. adopt modern technology and mass valuation techniques. Relying on outdated manual systems is inefficient, costly, and prone to inaccuracies and corruption. Recommendation: implement a modern computerized and geographic information system, GIS-based evaluation system. This will enable the county to accurately map and record all rateable properties, ensuring no property is left out and all data is consistent and verifiable. Recommendation: use mass evaluation techniques where possible, especially in urban areas. This approach uses statistical models to value large numbers of similar properties simultaneously, which is more cost-effective and fast than individual parcel-based valuations. Ensure fairness and equity in valuation. The valuation role must be perceived to be fair and equitable to all property owners. The valuation should be based on a clear and consistent methodology, such as market value, and be applied uniformly across the entire county. The basis for valuation should be transparently communicated to the public. Review and update the valuation role regularly as required by National Rating Act 2024. This ensures that property values keep up with the market changes and prevents a sudden drastic increase in rates, which often occurs when a role is not updated for decades. Number 4, invest in human and institutional capacity. A successful valuation role requires a team of well-trained professionals and a supportive institutional environment. Recommendation: the county should hire or exchange a team of qualified registered valuers with no conflict of interest. These professionals should be well-versed in modern valuation techniques and the legal requirements of the National Rating Act. Strengthen the county's valuation and revenue departments with adequate resources, including trained staff and modern equipment. This will ensure the long-term sustainability of the valuation and revenue collection. Link review to service delivery. The public's willingness to pay property rates is directly tied to their perception of how the money is used. Recommendation: the county government should explicitly and publicly link the additional revenue from the new valuation role to specific tangible improvements in the services. Recommendation: establish a feedback loop where citizens can report on the quality of services and hold to the county accountable for its promises. This builds trust and encourages compliance with property tax payments. Coming to issue number 2, Honorable Speaker, on the acquisition of Nandi Sub-County Hospital land for refurbishment of Koitalel Samoei Mausoleum, the recommendations are as follows. As with many cultural and historical sites, the expansion of Koitalel Samoei Mausoleum has attracted recommendations from various stakeholders, including the Nandi County Assembly, the national government, the community groups. While official publicly available documents from the Nandi County Assembly on this specific topic are not readily accessible, their recommendations can be inferred from the county's broader development plans and public pronouncements, which highlight key priorities for the site. Number 2, establish it as a center for cultural preservation and research. There is a strong push for the mausoleum to be more than a burial site. It's recommended that it become a central hub for the preservation of the Nandi community's traditions, language, and history. This would include expanding the existing museum to house more artifacts, creating a digital archive of Nandi history, and establishing a research center for scholars. Enhance the site for tourism and economic development. On the main recommendations, One of the main recommendations is to leverage the museum's historical significance to attract more tourists. Secure national government funding and collaborations. The project's success is seen as requiring not just county level support, but also substantial funding and collaboration from the national government. Address and repatriation of Koitalel's skull. A core recommendation from the community and its representatives is the urgent need to pursue repatriation of Koitalel's skull, believed to be in the United Kingdom. Improve management and security. To ensure the long-term sustainability of the museum and its associated museum, recommendations include establishing a professional management board with representation from the Nandi community. Honorable Speaker, at page number 19 are the annexes. Annex 1, forwarding letter for the approval of Nandi County Valuation Roll and proposed acquisition of museum land from Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital. Annex 2, notice of public participation and submission of memoranda on approval of Nandi County Valuation Roll and proposed acquisition of museum land from the Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital. Public participation, Annex 3, public participation attendance register. Annex 4, minutes of adoption of committee report on Nandi County Valuation Roll and proposed acquisition of museum land from the Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital. Honorable Speaker, those are the two proposals that are on this document, that are on this report, the valuation roll and the acquisition of part of land from Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital for the refurbishment and expansion of the museum at Nandi Hills. I urge this House, Honorable Speaker, to approve this motion, and I call upon Honorable Sarah Rubeti to second.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for lands. Honorable members, I now put that this House adopts the Lands, Environment and Natural Resource Committee report on the Nandi County Valuation Roll and propose exertion of mausoleum land from Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital laid on the table of the House on 9th September 2025. Honorable members, the floor is open for debate. Honorable Birech.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity so that I can actually have my views on this motion before us. First and foremost, let me thank the Committee on Lands, Water, and Natural Resources for this wonderful, comprehensive report. Honorable Speaker, I had an opportunity to interact with the team that was working with this valuation roll. And I believe this is the right time that actually we officially pass this report to be a law or to be, so that it can be used in this county. The reason as to why I really want to support this report, Honorable Speaker, is one, it will really enhance our own source revenue. Honorable Speaker, a number of counties that actually has passed this bill, you can check from the control of budget reports that revenues of these counties are really gone up. An example of the county that actually has passed this valuation role is the county of Kiambu, Honorable Speaker. And in Nandi, I believe with the multinationals that has occupied the biggest percentage of Nandi land, Honorable Speaker, it will be now an opportunity for the residents of this county to enjoy through some levies that will be charged in the finance bill. And will be able to collect money, and this money will be spent off when we shall be budgeting for the development purposes. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, since it will be mostly targeting on the leaseholds properties, Honorable Speaker, I'm quite sure this is the right time now that each and every town or municipality will know. We have some lands which is not being used by anyone, but with this law that will come up, each and every parcel of land will be up to date, Honorable Speaker. Because at times you can meet a land that is not being used, you don't know it's the owner, but with this bill, Honorable Speaker, all the lands will be up to date, Honorable Speaker. Two, on the issue of Samoei Muselenya, Honorable Speaker, this is a very good historic site to Nandi. And at least for the first time, it will be on record that it will be very clear, it will be well marked, and it will enhance many tourists. And I'm happy because this bill also help us to identify many tourist sites. Because as we speak, Honorable Speaker, in Nandi, we may not have a clear site that belongs to the tourist. But with this bill, we'll be able to come up with a number of tourist sites that will be enable us to generate more revenue. So, Honorable Speaker, I really rise to support this bill because it's good for Nandi, it's good for us, it's good for prosperity. And I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Bet. Honorable Bridget.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I arise to support this motion of valuation role. One, the importance of it is that adapting this committee report is vital because it strengthens legal compliance, it boosts the revenue, it promotes the fair taxation, and enhance the planning, especially when it's come to our municipal. It preserves our cultural heritage. As a member of the culture and tourism, it will be so important when it's come to preserve our cultural heritage. Another thing is also it prevents the land disputes. We will be able to have a land or to share a land in harmony that we shall not be having a problem. Another thing is to build the investors and public confidence in the county governance. So if we adopt this motion, it will be so helpful, especially in Nandi County. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Bridget. Honorable Isaiah Maina.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like also to support the the report by this committee, and I would like to bring it to the attention of the House that our deliberations were such that we gave a conditional approval that the county government should not just be looking at this as a method of getting revenue without having services rendered. We are also proposing that a framework, which probably even this house can undertake to do, be developed so that they can go in tandem, hand in hand. You expect our people to pay rates, but only if the same government is offering services, and quality services at that. So I think we are embarking on a very interesting journey, Honorable Speaker, because whatever comes out of this this could easily be a double-edged sword for us as the representatives of the people. If at the end of the day, probably the executive, whom we are today allowing to begin, going the extra mile, finding out about values, and probably attaching certain amounts, figures that are supposed to be paid annually, it will be important because our people might if those rates will be punitive, or if they are not accompanied, if the collection of resources is not accompanied by service provision, then there will be a fight back. The people will not be happy about that. So considering what we have already seen today, or what we continue to see now, in the sense that whatever small amount we have today is sometimes we cannot be able to say as a house that it is being used prudently. We cannot say that for sure, whatever it is. So sometimes I ask myself, is it a question of resources or the idea of misappropriation? So these are things which, because we are the oversight body at the end of it all, then we are called upon, even as we allow for fresh streams of income, that we should call upon the government, the executive arm, to up their game. So with those remarks, and of course I should also note that the mausoleum represents something very dear to all of us, and I think I would like to associate with what a member said in terms of how it can be turned into an income-generating activity. So all these things, we will be embarking to find out what will have happened. And probably pursuant to this, I also undertake, Honorable Speaker, that we, as the Committee on Implementation, will be looking to see what will have happened with this resolution, probably in the next 90 days or so. Particularly so in the area where we are saying the deductions or the revenue collection should go hand in hand with the service provision. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Maina. Honorable Mosbe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, so as to contribute to this, the motion on this report. First of all, Mr. Speaker, I really want to congratulate the chair for lands and the entire team for a great job done, Mr. Speaker. All the way from the time when we were doing public participation, they did a very, very good job. I managed to accompany them in two of the sessions, one in Aldai and another one in Nandi Hills, Mr. Speaker. And I just want to say it is a team that knows what they are doing, and they are doing what is good for Nandi, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when the mention of valuation role came, I remember I actually attended about 3 public participations, one in Aldai, another one in Chesumei, and lastly in Nandi Hills, Mr. Speaker. And I remember there was almost a backlash in Chesumei public participation when the residents almost rose up in arms saying that we wanted to tax them more. Upon explanation, Mr. Speaker, and when you look at the contents of the report, Mr. Speaker, the residents are really interested in how much they are likely to be charged in their various pieces of land or pieces of property, Mr. Speaker. And I'm happy because in the report it is stated quite clearly that it shall be done by qualified valuers. You know, when the chairman for finance, Mr. Speaker, rose, I knew, you know, he's the one who has been bringing reports on the various rates and all that. Some have not been very popular, Mr. Speaker. And they've been generated, Mr. Speaker.
I think, Honorable Mosbey, as a point of information, the values have already been done. So the issue of valuers should not come in because already the values have been done and we are awaiting the next step of the finance bill so that we agree on the percentages against the value.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm guided, but Mr. Speaker, somewhere in his presentation, the chairman said that the valuation, whether they've been done, whether they'll be done, it is done by qualified valuers. So I'll have no dispute, Mr. Speaker, because many times we would have to talk, we would have to discuss and balance with the finance team whenever issues of charges which would appear unreasonable. I mean, we would always talk, Mr. Speaker. So I was saying, in this particular report, the valuation will not be a subject of debate. It's done by experts, Mr. Speaker. I remember some years back, Mr. Speaker, our governor would lament about the charges on the multinational lands. The very, very less than 100 shillings, Mr. Speaker, being charged on or being levied on the multinational lands. Emotions would usually rise, and we would even suggest amounts which could, in themselves, would be punitive. But now I'm happy when valuers, experts do the valuation, then nobody will cry foul over the same. So, Mr. Speaker, on the other aspect of the mausoleum land that is in for the great Koitalel Samoe, Mr. Speaker, you know, at times, Mr. Speaker, you wonder why it has taken so many years. I mean, this is the third assembly, and all that time, it has never been taken into consideration. I want to thank this committee for taking the step to ensure that the land where the mausoleum is going to sit is expanded. While in Nandi Hills, you could hardly notice that great place because it is squeezed in a corner. The space is inadequate. You can't notice as a visitor, Mr. Speaker. And that is not that was not the best way to remember a world-renowned hero of this country, Mr. Speaker. Of course, least to mention is that is a hero of this county of Nandi, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I support this report in totality. It is thorough, and I fully support. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mosbey. Honorable Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I want also to thank the chairman of the committee for lands and the entire team, Honorable Speaker, actually for coming with a good report, Honorable Speaker. and I've really gone through the report, Honorable Speaker, and actually it's a report that it was long overdue, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, when you look at these towns, Honorable Speaker, which requires planning, that is Mosoriot, Honorable Speaker. Actually, Mosoriot is a second town in the Nandi, Honorable Speaker. And basing on the population that currently in Mosoriot, Honorable Speaker, it really requires an urgent planning, Honorable Speaker. We are aware of development going on in Mosoriot, and those development, Honorable Speaker, requires a good planning, Honorable Speaker. Like, Honorable Speaker, when we don't plan well, Honorable Speaker, like the town of Mosoriot, Honorable Speaker, it will be a time bomb, Honorable Speaker, because Mosoriot at the moment requires a sewerage system because of the population, Honorable Speaker. You can look up Sazur, Honorable Speaker, the population, which Kapsasur has, Honorable Speaker. It's a very big population. Mugundoi, that is in Kaptumo, and Potopoto in Jamas, Honorable Speaker. These are the towns which requires urgent planning, Honorable Speaker. I'm aware when we passed the report, Honorable Speaker, that some of the centers in county, Honorable Speaker, up to including my own center, Kabiet, Honorable Speaker, the planning went on successfully, Honorable Speaker, and members of the public are receiving their titles, and even the public lands, Honorable Speaker, are being categorized, Honorable Speaker, so that when we require something from the national government, Honorable Speaker, like even the housing, we have lands so that we can get all those projects, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on the issue of accession of the land from Nandils Hospital, Honorable Speaker, to Mausoleum, Honorable Speaker, I checked the land, Honorable Speaker, for the Mausoleum. It's so sad, Honorable Speaker, because we have been always celebrating Koitalel, Honorable Speaker, as an hero. And when you look the land that was awarded to Koitalel Mausoleum, Honorable Speaker, it's only a mere 0.42 acres. It's like actually 2 points, Honorable Speaker. And it is our hero, Honorable Speaker. We are celebrating yearly our hero as Koitalel Samoe, and this land is very minimal, Honorable Speaker. It's very small. And when we say we allocate some more land from the Nandi Sub-County Hospital, Honorable Speaker, because when you check the land for Nandi Sub-County Hospital, it is 9.82 acres, almost 10 acres, Honorable Speaker. So when we get at least some allocation to Mausoleum, it will even boost the way Honorable Siango said, the revenue, Honorable Speaker, when we make sure that place is very organized, it has been planned well, we have good places where our people can visit and create some revenue stream, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, lastly on the issue of variation role, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was checking a report on some of the counties like Muranga, Honorable Speaker, whereby they have successfully addressed on the issue of valuation role, Honorable Speaker. You can see their revenue, they are going up to 5.something billion, Honorable Speaker. And these are, as the way Honorable Siango said, we need services through these revenues, Honorable Speaker. And that is the work of the Assembly to ensure that when we get revenue, the way I saw in the budget, it was they estimate revenue for this year to be, the budget for 2025, 2026 to be 1.something billion. And one of the ways of getting revenue is this valuation role, Honorable Speaker. And when you can check these entire big lands and the buildings and where they create, they give us some revenue, Honorable Speaker. We require good revenue from these people so that we can even support the programs across the county, Honorable Speaker. So I want to laud the committee on this good report, and we once this report is implemented, Honorable Speaker, we want to see the results so that our people can also enjoy the services, Honorable Speaker. Otherwise, I want to support, and I told the Assembly to support, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader. Let us have the chairman to give right of reply.
Honorable Speaker, let me take this opportunity to thank the Honorable House for the input to this report. As said, Honorable Speaker, the issue of valuation role will add into the revenue collected in our county, and it will lead us to self-reliance, not fully depending on the National Treasury for funds to do projects in this county. So I take this opportunity to thank this House for the contributions, specifically those honorable members who have contributed positively to this report. On the issue of the Muselium land, Honorable Speaker, we know that the current location of the Muselium it has a limited space, and the addition of some parcel of land to it will create enough space to attract more and more tourists and to make the place look more decent and attractive to our county. So I urge this House to support this report, and as said by honorable members, let the implementation of this report be done in the best way possible so that value for money can be achieved in our county. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Sum. Honorable members, I now put the question that this House adopts the Lands, Environment and Natural Resources Committee report on the Nandi County Evaluation Role and proposed exertion of Muselium land from Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital land, laid on the table of the House on 9th September 2025. As many as of the same opinion say aye.
Aye.
As many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, adjournment.
Honorable members, there being no other request on the order paper, the House stands adjourned until tomorrow 2:30.